Today we are going to review the book The Outsiders. Now let's start with the plot of everything. So the beginning of the plot was, to me, the first major event was when Ponyboy getting jumped. At the beginning of the book, kind of started the whole chain reaction of when Ponyboy gets jumped to some later ending bad conflicts. So the next major part would be Ponyboy and Johnny with the Socials girls, or at least one of them, Cherry Valance. They're walking them home, and what happened was their boyfriends pulled up. They didn't really pay too much attention to the greasers. They said about one thing to them, like what you want or something like that, and they kind of just took them, and Cherry was trying to be nice to Ponyboy by saying that not to take anything personally if she doesn't talk to him at school or anything. Next point would be, so Ponyboy goes home too late after watching the stars with Johnny, and then when he gets home, Derry hits him for, as saying, not using his head, and when Soda Pop tries to intervene and try to help Derry not be mean to Ponyboy. But so after that, Ponyboy runs to the lot with Johnny, and during there they're trying to talk. Ponyboy's kind of stressed, and then they get jumped by some of the Socials, or the girls' boyfriends. They jump them, and Ponyboy is almost drowned to death. And what happens is that Johnny, he kills one of the Socials, or Bob. So they end up, after that, going on the run to an abandoned church in Wendricksville with the help of Dally, who provided them with a heater or a gun. It was loaded, and $50, and then also the destination. Okay, so after they're just waiting there for a long time, they eat a bunch of bologna and stuff. Dally gets them when the coast was clear. At least that's what he thought. He takes them out to eat, like, some ice cream to that, talks to them about Cherry being their spy now, and how they're going to have a big rumble soon. So after that, as they're about to leave, they notice that the church they're in is on fire. So after that, Johnny and Ponyboy get out and run in, and they hear that there are children that are stuck in there, so they go in and they save the children by going in there and getting them out. Johnny then proceeds to push Ponyboy out of the burning church, for the roof was starting to collapse in. When Johnny's trying to get out, one of the boards hits his back, breaking it, and Dally tries to get him out. He does, but obviously not in perfect condition. So they all, Johnny, Dally, and Ponyboy, they were all sent to the hospital. Johnny was in the worst condition of all of them, and Ponyboy was in the best condition of all of them. So later, while they're at the hospital, Two-Bit, one of their friends, is there. He comes later. While they're at the hospital, they go in. Two-Bit and Ponyboy are in there, and the doctor comes in saying that Johnny's mom, trying to tell Johnny that his mom is there, and he tries to sit up because he doesn't want his mom in there, for she is mean to him, along with his dad, and he then ends up passing out because of that, of him sitting up. And then when they leave, the mother yells at the greasers because of how she doesn't like them, and because Johnny likes them more than he likes her. Okay, so after that, the rumble happens. So they're all at the rumble. It's a fight between mainly the greasers and the Socials. The Socials lose, the greasers win the whole fight. So after that, Dally, who ended up leaving the hospital to go to the rumble, and Ponyboy go to the hospital to see Johnny. And during that whole thing, Johnny ends up saying his last words to Ponyboy, which was, "Stay gold, Ponyboy, stay gold." And then he proceeds to die. And then Dally, who is mad now, he goes and does an armed robbery So then, after that, Dali's very scared, and he tries to go on to run away and hide, but he gets cornered by, the cops, and his friends are running up to help him at this point. So he's cornered by the cops, and, he tries to pull out a gun, and it was not loaded, and he knew that. And he kind of wanted to die. So the cops shoot and end up killing Dali. They are all sad, what happened, but Ponyboy mentions how he saw, the face of triumph on Dali as he was shot dead, because it's what he wanted, and he mentions that, it's what Dali wanted, and Dali always gets what he wants, is what's mentioned. So, later, Ponyboy ends up going, after a few weeks of being sick, he has to go to court, because of the murder, and he is, proven not guilty, and he's fine. He doesn't have to go to a boys' home, which is where they're going to send him and Soda Pop to, since their parents are dead and they're living with, Derry. So, they're not guilty. They don't have to go to a boys' home, and, so what happens is Ponyboy, he starts failing school. Usually he's that, A-B student that he's always doing really good, and, you'll never truly see him failing, but now he is. He's, very, wobbly. He's running into a bunch of things. He doesn't know what is happening. So, he starts failing school. At some point he ends up getting a letter that was written by Johnny before he died, who understood a poem that Ponyboy told him before while they were at the church, about staying gold, and that's what was mentioned in his last words. So, he says he understands the meaning, and to tell Dali the meaning, and to look up at the sunset now, because he thinks he's never looked at one, or at least never tried to think about one, but it was too late. He was already dead. After that, Ponyboy kind of gets himself back together. Forgot to mention this, but one of his teachers said that he could pass his, language arts class if he comes up with a good theme for the dance, and that's kind of the letter, and that gets himself back together again, so that he can do this. Okay, now let's go into the setting. So the setting of the entire book is based off of the writer's, or S.E. Hinton's, hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is where she was born. So that's what the whole setting of the book is based off of. Now the theme and the message of the book, at least what I think, is that, it was to take care of your friends and to always be by their side. Also to solve conflicts correctly. And now the whole book kind of demonstrates how conflicts are not solved in the right way, which would usually be by words, and not rude words to each other, but nice words is what it should have been. But instead they fought, they killed, and all that happened. So to me, it's just demonstrating the wrong way to do things, which is saying that this is not the way to solve your conflicts. Now, the conflicts and outcome of the book, the conflict would be that the Sosas always jumping the greasers and hurting them really bad, sometimes almost killing them, which caused the chain reaction of badness and how everything just went out of hand. And then the outcome was peace, but also sadness. Peace because Ponyboy kind of got himself back together. He kind of learned the meaning of the poem and felt relieved by it, but it's also sad because two of their most, valued, I would say, gang members, were killed. So, that is, the review of the book. So, thank you for listening, and goodbye.